Oh, I'm not. Anyways, I'm going to talk. People get mad at me. I'm going to be truthful. I've been here since 1955. I'm back, and I'm here to change the political situation by writing the truth. Like, you can get mad at me. That's fine. Because I'm trying to save your butts. This could be a nice community. There's a lot of nice people here. There's some snakes here. The snakes that are in the hospital was a good hospital. It's independent of the healthcare system. Now, I'm going to be poignant. I'm a holistic practitioner. I've been trying to be. I was in the horse business for a long time. It went corrupt here. Oh boy, she sure did. She's been going corrupt for a long time in Ontario. She's really, but Alberta sucks now too. I thought it was heartland, but oh hell no, it's Connie land. I'm not progressive conservative by any means. I'd rather have Trudeau, but I don't like him really. I'm a pro carbon tax boy. And I don't fit here. I really don't fit because they can't see what they've done. I'm gonna tell you some things. I've been always an opponent of the Green Party of Canada in Ontario. I was in the Green Party. Why did I get into this? Well, I left Canada for a while. I wanted to see what the hell is going on with the environment. Farley more. I'm like Farley, really. He went to Cape Breton in the end, and he drank like a fish. You pretty well have to, but you can't drink like that here. 19. Oh, there's a lot of history here. We've had storms out in this bay. There's racism here. Awful systemic racism of the progressive right. Some of the cops that got in here, my cousin was the police commissioner of Ontario. He says they're pencil pushers. They are. They kill a dog here. I don't get what that. And when I was leaving Ontario, I got an algorithm that dropped in all the information. That cop wasn't charged. He was demoted. He should be charged or removed. Or there's got to be an inquiry on this. I find the Ontario Police Commission's independent review board does not work right. I'm all for the side of police. I believe in guns have to be restricted. Drinking and driving has to be admirable. But you kill animals on my watch, I'm going to get you. You're supposed to be a police officer, and I'm watching you. And I've been frightened by these guys because I'm Green Party. There's partisanship here. I'm going to talk, really. I am not Green Party. A conservative. I hate the bastards. I went over, and I'll tell you, I'm in an apartment. I'm all right here. But I don't want any damn partisanship in this town. Like I've met OPP all around. My cousin was in the police force. I'm not against cops, but I'm against partisanship. And if they get into my medical records again, well, I've got files and I got proof that I'm not mentally ill. I have PTSD. PTSD. I got shot at here. And that's why I'm not against cops. I didn't need them here. I got shot at driving a taxi cab here. That ended it. But I flipped out. I flipped out like our military. And I understand PTSD. And that's why I'm really trying to get these guys to understand post traumatic stress can happen to them. I would go down there. When I came back, I rented a place up near the beach. This guy wandering around. Listen to this about PTSD. He's a first responder. You're going around raining pots and being given into and being really. Well, I've been traveling Canada. I'll tell you, the piece of crap is the Salvation Army. Some of it, not all of it. Some people are good. Shelters are terrible in Ontario. They're horrible. They have to be close. Now, they were going around here, all these millennials. Hey, millennial, I'm going to have to keep Britain soon again. I would like BC, but it's just too much hippie. It's too weird. I'm a traditionalist of some form. blues and Celtic music. I don't like the hip hop. Oh, leave? No, you leave. You leave. This Joseph Wilder, he really built this nice. My dad knew him, and there's some people I like here. They had these kids out in the streets, and then this bimbo from Toronto, no, from Calgary. I met Dakota. I'm a horseman. I'm out there in Alberta. The Calgary bimbo. They're all over. She gets in there. She's running a narcissist. Is running a shelter. I'm trying to sleep. I can't sleep in the place. They gave me $90,000. Okay, $90,000 to get a place. I've been out. I'm a homeless one because they're a crooked lawyer here. A crooked lawyer, I got to sue. So I'm building up money, and I'm going to work at building this up, and I'm going to sue the lawyer and my niece. She's a crook. She stole $30,000 off me. See, I wasn't wrong to come on here and say there's something wrong with Collingwood. There is. Jim Wilson is the problem. He's a real whack. Yeah, I'll tell you, listen to this politics. But they don't even want to talk politics here. I wear a mask. I don't mind that. There's protocol. I get angry because I don't like Connie's. I eat Connie's. Hate's a bad word. Well, rat's a rat. And you can't get them out. We were all liberal here for one time. Trippier was working good. But they put all the hate on it because of, listen to this. This is why they put the hate on it. I knew I was like Joni Mitchell, both sides. Now, I saw the yard. I saw what was going on, and they did this up in, they were paying them off. Oshawa, Ontario, GM. Unions don't always work to 100% intention because there's always greed involved. Those yard guys were wanting more money. The management, which was liberal, of course, Paul Martin and them, they said, we can't pay them anymore. We got, well, we want more dirty money. Yeah, you guys want dirty money. You're going out. I used to drive them around. I used to drive both sides. I used to drive the manager, what they call it, a call ship. Now, I'm going to talk about corruption. Okay, listen. I'm working with a guy up here. He hates conservatives. He wants me to write for him. I think I can't stand him. Like I was working with, I had Mike Schreiner here, and he would have changed this place. This place went to crap. It takes 5 minutes to cross the highway, the road here. That's crazy. This is a nice, quiet place. They took down the Mountain View Hotel. Why? Because they wanted to widen the street. Well, listen, man, it's corrupt. And you can curse me and say I leave. I'm an young guy, really. I can walk in here, you kids. You're a bunch of millennials mixed up. You're mixed up. I've lived a long life. I've traveled the world. I've seen many a thing. I've been a hippie. I've been a revolutionary, a Marxist, an atheist, a Christian, a Buddhist. I've seen it all, man. I've been everywhere. But I woke up. This is not a song of peace yet. There's good people here, but those people coming in from India, I like. But the rotten Reagan. I'm going to talk to you. When I was in the shelter in Collingwood, I had to get out. I couldn't listen to that anymore because my heart was broken. This girl is 19 years old. She's being raped by her friggin' father. They kicked her out. If that's so good for you young people, this is fascism. Conservative, fascist, money grabbing. Now, the Canadian real estate market, CMHC, says the market's going to crash. Oh, no, it's not going to crash. These places are closed up, and there's still the market's high. Like, we're starting to know things now. You don't rent out by the weekend. That's got to change. And that would be something that our political parties have to change. A landlord tenant act. Now, I'm going to talk about our Canadian military. Aren't you Canadian? They're homeless here. I'm in the coffee shop and I just sitting there and enjoying it. And he's on the phone. Hey, what's up? Well, I've done 10 missions. I'm living on a tent. This place is crazy. These housing market's gonna crash. Come on. I bought that house for 10,000. Sold it for 300,000. Boy, that's quite a return in 20, 30 years. It's inflated. Ontario and BC is nuts. It's insane. This place is overpriced. He's a Leamington, Ontario tobacco farmer that's retired because he's made his money in tobacco. They're making money in weed now. I don't smoke weed, but there's a lot of people that do. If you live here, you friggin' well have to. With the millennial idiots that are around here, just leave. They said you can leave, or you can listen to me. Get rid of Jim Wilson. Get rid of that other idiot they elected. O'Toole now. Oh, boy, these are really fascist right wing oil barons. Why would you elect conservatives? Because you're all on whack. You gotta be like Bob Ford. He screwed Toronto. Oh, yeah, yeah. He screwed it really good. Crackpipe Bob. Now his brother's running the friggin' place. You got conservative rats everywhere. I can deal with NDP. I can deal. I'm not fussy on Justin, but what was he a result of? His mama smoking whack in the bathroom at Sussex Drive. I was in Ottawa when Pierre was around. I didn't mind old Pierre. Yeah, that's this kid. I don't know what the hell. Put a pipeline through BC. So I'm an environmentalist. I'm also on the side of the First Nations of Canada. But oh boy, no, I can't even speak up. Yeah, I'm not happy with Collingwood. It changed. It went fascist right wing, extreme like it was liberal. It was old school liberal. It wasn't gay liberal. I mean, not gay liberal. I don't want to get into that. I'm not against homosexuals. Just keep it off the friggin' street. But transgender, that's too much sauce. I don't. That's where I'm a middle path. I think, like I'm heterosexual, but being the women around here, I'd rather be guitar sexual and just love my guitar or a dog. They're friggin' wacky, bloody right wing fascists. I don't like Donald Trump. I don't like that yo-yo that they elected Doug Ford. Listen to the rhetoric. I'm a qualitist, and I think women should have rights, but he's sure teaching people things. Listen to Doug Ford. Here, we'll do a rant on Doug Ford. Doug Ford's daughter comes up. Any girl that dresses scam should be raped. Well, there's a lot of rape around here. There's so many friggin' drugs, the girls are getting raped. I don't rape girls. I want them safe, and I want law and order, and I want them safe. But we've got so many friggin' drugs because you keep on feeding doctors money. Listen to the Ontario healthcare racket here. Well, Alberta quit that. They sort of got into an environmental model of healthcare that you don't pay doctors by prescription. So they don't really force drugs on you. They have a discussion and they talk about what they're giving you. They almost freaking killed me here. Broke my marriage up. It was a doctor. I wanted a lawsuit, but I got some action. I took him back, put him back to school, but they protect him. See, the problem with Canadian healthcare is it's single payer, right? Well, this all got screwed up. You're better to go to a naturopath. There's some good naturopathic doctors here. If you just want, like a lot of things work better than the bloody drugs. My niece hates me because I'm anti-pharma. Oh boy, yeah. When you're almost dying on the stuff because you got PTSD and they diagnose you some stupid thing. This shrink was coming up here. Why? He's a bad doctor. I found the reports on him, and people didn't like him in Toronto, but he came up here. They're always dishing out incentives on and medicine. I'm not against the nurses. My mother is a nurse here for since 1950, but she died here of chemicals on the farm fields. It was DDT. Rachel Carson wrote in this book, Silent Spring. When they're deleting the archives, where I'm not talking about too far back, you're forgetting a lot of things. You're not looking back at what the crap happened to Canada. There's a lot of good that happened in Canada. 1967 was a beautifully productive year in Collingwood, Ontario. We were building ships. We had over here, there was these are all closed. Magna International. What is it? A beer place? That beer shit. I mean, I just don't like sidewalks. I like that beer over there. Beer's good. I don't smoke weed. I used to because I was a hippie and a revolutionary at my time. I've had a divorce. And she went whacked because of the doctor. He had her on all sorts of pills. And he came up and he said, First Nations are predisposed to diabetes. Oh, are they? Well, they have no knowledge of nutrition. And I got talking, I was in Calgary, and I met a man going up East Cree Nation. There's Blackfoot, there's Cree, there's Ojibwe, there's all sorts of First Nations. I like them better than the white people. I just sort of I resonate with music. Like the young musicians here are good, but they had Elvis too much. But it crashed. I think we got a better mayor. That Elvis had to go. It was 26 years. Like I was in event planning and stuff, and I know a bit about music systems. It's all changed. And there is good music here. And it's the young people that are getting hidden away. And I'm listening to them, and they're good. But they kept on doing copies, and they dumped money into the Gaiety. He took it over. I didn't mind the first guy that had it, but he sold it to this yo-yo, and he invested all the money into the hospital for the machines to go bing. If you know anything about the healthcare system, it's drained. Why do we keep on funding it? Well, it's a tax cut, but it shouldn't be a tax cut because it's not making any money. It's inefficient healthcare. If we do anything, we'll get nurse practitioners, but he fired them all. So I got a good doctor here now, but I don't use her. And I talk to a lot of people that got health here that don't use doctors too much. But it was the Tommy Douglas sort of thing. At 37% of our money in Ontario goes to paying private clinics. I think you got to ask if you're dumping money into an empty bucket, you got to tie up the board. You got nurses burning up. They're the first responders. And I noticed something else. The Lens program. I'm all for healthcare. But this isn't health. There's some butchery going on. And they can't sue them. People go to a doctor, can't sue them. And Canadian healthcare is not too good. It got corrupted. It got really corrupted. There's a lot of corruption in the world. This area is corrupt as far as real estate goes. It's wheeling and dealing. Real estate agents, lawyers are making a killing here. But they're not doing things. And they sold that bloody place on me and ripped me off. I got to take them to court. I got to sue them. One lawyer said, you can wait. I'm going to sue them, but I haven't got any money. You have a lawyer here? Oh, don't sue us. We won't sue. I won't sue another lawyer here. Yeah, I will. I'm making money, and I'm making money fast to sue them. I'm going to sue my niece and my nephews that closed the door and wouldn't help me out. And I might take them to court under killing their father. That's pretty bad, isn't it? I found out that he was 79 years old and they left him alone. And under Ontario law, that's elder abuse and it's criminal, causing death. And I think I'll have an investigation done. I'm going to have quite a few investigations and I'm going to write a book on this. I'm all for Collingwood if we could clean it up. Like, you didn't have to widen these streets. His name was, he was a conservative. He's a cop here. He's a staff sergeant. He's retired, but he wouldn't he just said more traffic. Other provinces don't do that. It's insane to have more traffic flow, widen the streets. Jane Jacobs wrote all these books on urban planning. This place isn't planned for food. Now, Fisher Fields was an equestrian park here at one time. It went all over to equestrian parks or Ontario equestrian associations in a shamble. Because I'm a horseman and I've been in the equestrian field. And it's a shamble. It's they're not getting feed to horses and stuff with the covert. Things aren't planned out right. Nova Scotia's Equestrian Association is still running quite efficiently. Other provinces, but that's a shamble. And the Canadian and the Ontario, I've been down at equestrians. That bloody, they're supposed to be protecting animals. Ontario Humane Society, I call them up, I'm trying to help some horse rescues. Well, they told me they're puppy mills. Really? They're horses. And they're not puppy mills. They're not breeding them like a puppy mill. They're rescuing horses because you got a slaughter industry in Quebec. And they make $400 on the head. Slaughter. It's a blatantly cruel system. And the NDP and the Green Party want to put a moratorium on ending it. There's a private members bill. But Trudeau got in there and it quit that. I'm an animal rights activist. And that SPCA, they got to change some people there. That's cut nuts. And I'm for animal justice because you can't have a society where people are pro the animals and you gotta have animal rights. It makes an egalitarian society. But what are we doing? I go into one bar and I thought, oh, I'll sit here. This freaking guy's wearing a dress and earrings. That's not what Pierre Elliott Trudeau said. What you do in public is a different thing. But he said, homosexuality, that's fine, but this is children around. I talked to an Alberta girl about this. She said, I absolutely agree. It's gone too far. I mean, transgender in public. And if you're gay, keep it off the streets. Children are you're saying I'm being trans. I'm not homosexual. I have friends that are gay, but I'm not gay. I'm talking about moral values. The children are too. I'm thinking of some basics of social science. Transgender is not normal in public, and I think it's getting too crazy. Like they're having operations on teenagers and stuff, and they haven't even explored their mind. This sexuality. They're confused. The psychology of everything's confused now because when I was growing up, here's the thing about millennials and boomers. There's a hatred for boomers, but the problem is that we were growing up in an age where we came from prosperity. after World War II because they knew that they had to build the country up. We didn't dump our military. We didn't have homelessness. We built our country up. There's prosperity. Now, I'm not blaming the millennials. The millennials are all right. And it's the younger women that are more open to talk to me than the men. They're going out and smoking weed, and some of them are all right. Yeah, the young, some, but some aren't. And I'm going to be poignant here. I was in the counterculture, but I wasn't a rebel. I was a revolutionary in a way. I was in the counterculture of the 70s. So I'm not a conformist. I'm an indigo of a form of the 70s. But it was a peaceful indigo. I wasn't into the indigos are always resistant to things. I was raised very rural, and I spent a lot of time in nature as a child. I love nature, nature baths. But I meet a lot of people come in here from BC. They're questioning things. First thing is, why are you got 5 minutes to cross the light? Traffic flow. Second, if you're gonna want to live here, start talking and asking counsel on changes because things aren't right. You got to have less traffic. You got to have traffic calming. Oakville is very good at that. They have more lights. And noise levels have to be reduced. You have to reduce noise levels for social stress. So you're doing a thing that's stupid. If I can be logical on this, Ontario's got a bad record for environmental health. What's environmental health? More traffic is not the answer. Traffic calming. I've been all over Canada and I've seen what's wrong. And I know it could be changed. But I've never seen the apathy of the young people. I don't wear a mask. I went in there, I wear a mask. It's just protocol, but I was getting angry because I really didn't like the whole. But I'm understanding it. I don't get sick, but I don't want fear around me. I don't want actually avoid the. I go in and I'm respectful because I don't want to create more fear and panic. And I'm getting used to it. It's just like a horse putting a surcingle on him. He's got to buck a bit. I bucked a bit. Now I'm all right. I wear a mask, but I don't go out too much. I go out at night where I don't have to wear a mask and be in public. And it's sort of, I can look at the advantage of this. I like being alone. I always go out when there's nobody around. I like walking. And I walk at night, but people won't walk at night because there's coyotes around here. They're my buddies. I say, you're crazy? I'm an animal communicator. That's mental illness, isn't it? I'm a Reiki grandmaster. I'm an animal communicator, meditation coach, but I'm a psychic. Been a psychic since 1970s. Well, I was all here when I was a little kid. Because when you're living, you become an empath when your parents are all both working. And this is the problem with psychiatry. They always, that person's not that way, and that person. You got to go back to the history of the child when he's growing up. I was living with horses, dogs, cattle. I was living with nature, wildlife, foxes, all sorts of things, skunks, everything. I'm an animal communicator. There's a lot of us, but it's not common here. Yeah, my mother's from Australia. There's a lot of spiritualists there. And parents are from England. A lot of spiritualists there. Claire's a Reiki, does the same Reiki as I do. She's an animal communicator. And we can't waste time. If you want my services and I can read an animal for you, mainly horses, you go somewhere else. Just don't get. There's a lot of skeptics out there, but that's another topic. And that's why I've had a lot of problems here. Psychiatry is a racket. I'm not against mental health. We got addictions. And mindfulness and things like that are things. Cognitive therapies, as long as it's not controlling and telling you how to think and saying people do that, you should be that way. Everybody's different. Everybody's got a right to be what they are. I think there's social decencies like you shouldn't wear a dress in public, guy. You're weirdo. And there's people around here. Don't wear a friggin' dress and earrings and put lipstick on, boy. Like, I'm not a violent person, but there's rednecks here, used to be, and they'd take him out and clean his clock. But not now. I don't want that either. I don't believe in violence. But they used to, because it was a very redneck area, because it was a shipbuilding area. And they wouldn't put up with that. Now it's all queer. It's all gone. Queer as folk. It's Brookback Mountain. Brookback Mountain stuff here. I'm not against it. You know, I was in equestrian, and some of the guys that ran into dressage were gay, but they didn't go around wearing friggin' dresses and transgender and have their or like he's got too much lazy for capitalism, man. And the conservatives are too. They don't make sense. Like you cut children's education is stupid. Stupid, 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 but you don't talk politics. So that's what's happened to this area. It could be good. It's a pretty area. It's got nice amenities, but you got to change the freaking politics and start talking what's happening in Collingwood. I've been here since '55. It doesn't mean I'm stuck. And I'm not going to listen to stuck. I'm being very progressive. But this isn't progressive. This is just you can go and put me down. I'm not even going to answer you. If you're going to be rude on here, that's all right. Yeah, I've got big shoulders. But it needs to improve. I was coming on because I was really a mess. My brother was, I had gone through a divorce, okay? You've seen my videos, and there's been comments, I'm crazy. Well, I was. I had a brother that wouldn't listen to me. I had a wife that was emotionally abusive. I was facing harassment because I'm not conservative. And I'm not the only one that's faced, I'm Green Party, but the other ones have been facing harassment. They were the ones that were campaigning for the NDP. There's corruption. And the police were doing a witch hunt on the last mayor. And they make it look like, oh, they're right. She's done something wrong. She was with Obama, like her brother. He's liberal Senate. It's corruption. It's 10101. I'm not completely liberal. I like Pierre Elliott Trudeau, but I do, Justin's sort of a disappointment putting the pipeline through. So there's my Farley Moat bit. I think the planet's getting destroyed. And I can get into a thing. I could say it's Donald Trump tethering little boy blue over there and little boy red to the pipelines and stuff. Like I'm a horseman. I'd rather just go back to horsepower, but we got the Tesla, and these are good alternatives. They're biofuels, but we don't do that. We got no infrastructure in that we should have been changing to. We couldn't even get in the Green Party because the two parties would not allow proportional. They were always don't vote that way. They're bad for you. Bad, bad, bad. Fraser Institute, I was questioning them. I've questioned and I do research. Fraser Institute was promoting tobacco. So how come we ever trust these right-wing fascist partisan politics institutes doing economics? I said their financial post is right. smoking something, dude. The whole bunch of them are a bunch of snakes and capitalists. Fro wasn't a capitalist. My buddy left here and went out to Cape. Went out and he's living on land. He's a sort of a hermit, but he's living well. He didn't want any part of this ism, and he left. I don't blame him. Fared he well.